Hi, my name is Jessica Brito. I'm a licensed clinical therapist and a psychotherapist by trade. Today, I'm excited to have a special guest who is an author of the book Que Buscas, an elementary school teacher, a self-made millionaire, a motivational speaker, and a leader of self-empowerment seminars, Frankie Ñiguez.
Woo! Yeah! I'm excited to be here.
Yes, thank you so much.
Excited. Yeah, thank you for inviting me.
You are our first guest, so I'm super excited. I think, and we talked about this, that filming feels so weird when you're by yourself. So thank you so much for joining.
Pretty soon we're going to have to do it together all the time.
Yes, definitely. And today's topic is networking, right?
Networking,
yes,
all right.
Yes. So having you on is the biggest network that I've had. You have been one of my biggest networks. Thanks to you, I ventured out, and this channel happened because of you, right? Because I had the people that are helping me do it, Beto, and it's been a great experience after taking your seminar, right? And getting to learn so much from you. So thank you so much for joining me.
Awesome.
So today we're going to talk about the power of networking, right? And when I thought about this, I was watching a video and I was just thinking about the power of social currency, right? How far you can get in life with the right people.
Oh, yeah.
And as a therapist, I have another video of what is mental health.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
What is mental health?
Yes.
All right.
And so mental health is broken down to 4 components: the psychological state, the mental state, the physical state, and your social well-being, right? Okay. And how we as humans are biologically wired to grow and to be who we are based on our social surroundings.
Oh, I'm learning. She's awesome.
So,
all right.
So this is where the power of networking comes in. We hear it all the time, right? Your net worth is your network.
Yes.
Right? So tell me a little bit about how you decided to start branching out into the community and creating programs that are creating these networks for our community, our Latino community more specifically.
Awesome.
How did you decide, or how did you figure out the importance of this social network?
Okay, so let me talk to your audience.
Yes.
Hey, thank you for having me here. I'm really excited. The question is, how did I get started teaching network, or how did I get into my network?
Well, let's start with, how did you get into your network?
My network. Okay, so a little history on me for this audience. My audience on my YouTube channel already knows, but this is her audience, and I'm sure it's going to grow tremendously thanks to people like you. They're going to share the work that she does. I mean, come on now. People watch programs of all sorts, but they don't watch a program where they're going to grow mentally, physically. They can change on their network. They can change. Man, who wouldn't want to follow someone like you? So, yeah. So how did I get started with a network? I took a class 33 years ago called PSI. If any of you want to write it down, PSI. Look it up. It's amazing. It's in different states. And I went to this one seminar. It was a 4-day seminar. And the guy's talking about how his network is spread throughout the world. And so, believe it or not, you're not going to believe this probably, but I didn't know what a network was. Yeah. I didn't know what it was. So when he's talking about network, I don't understand it. So I'm letting the days go by, and we didn't have Google where you could just go to the phone and look it up. I had to go to the dictionary or ask someone. Anyway, this guy said, folks, I want to let you know that I have houses around the world. I have boats, and I can get on horses, and I can get on a canoe. And I'm thinking, wow, this guy's a billionaire. And it turns out he was talking about his network. He can go to Arizona and have a friend that has a house, and now he's got a house to go to. Or he can have a friend by the lake, any lake, and has a boat. Now he's got a boat. And I'm thinking, wow, that's powerful. So the years go by on me after, I'm talking about 33 years ago, my time starts running, and I start building my network. And I understand clearly, specifically what the guy meant. I have homes in different places of the world now. Why? Because my network has expanded. So she's giving you something very powerful. Network. Listen to it, embrace it, grow it. And don't just grow it without awareness. Be aware of what kind of network you want. Because believe it or not, and we can talk about it too. We can talk about frequency and how we attract certain people into our lives that are going to grow our network. If you're not in awareness, you can actually grow a network that's going to hurt you.
Yeah, definitely.
And
so one question, right? Was that what helped you realize the need to create a place, right? Because you have these seminars and you decided to bring them to our community, right? The Latinos. Was it the fact that you knew people needed that network?
Well, it happened by accident. We can talk about how I started teaching the classes. It happened by accident. My nephews wanted to know what I was doing, so I designed a program just for my nephews, not everybody. And then it turned out to be so good that our network grew and the results started showing that the next class got developed and the next and the next. Before you know it, now we're class number 28 or 29, and it's a year long, so it's been going for a while. Sticking with a network, if you're not in awareness of what kind of network you want to develop, you are going to develop network. That means you know somebody that knows somebody that can get you there or get you whatever you need. And in my case, my awareness grew, and I said, well, I want to hang out with people that are walking the path of success or want to learn and develop their brain in a certain area, and that's what happened to me. So your network, look at the people around you, that's your network. And then how big is it? Because there's a phrase that says, as big as your network is your net worth. How many people do you know? I know people in all kinds of paths. I know doctors and psychologists and lawyers and teachers and business owners. And I know a lot of people nowadays because my network has grown. So how do you like that for network?
I love it. Yeah. And this is something that you were talking to me about the other day. How do you develop this network?
Okay, how do you develop network with awareness? I just said it a few seconds ago. You have to be in awareness. Because people that are not in awareness, they can send out thoughts or frequencies. That would be a whole another video. But you send your thoughts, and if you are looking for drugs, guess what? You're going to find the guy that uses drugs or sells drugs, and that's going to be a network that I wouldn't want to be part of. Definitely not. But if your thoughts, if you're in awareness and say, you know what, I want a better physical shape, you're going to meet that guy that goes to the gym or the lady that goes to the gym. You're going to find people, you're going to be attracted, and they're going to be attracted to you for the body, and you're going to be like, wow, I like this. How about for the mind? Or how about for business? Or how about for writing books? Your network is going to expand according to your thoughts. What are you thinking about? What are you constantly thinking about? If you're depressed, guess what? You're going to attract a whole bunch of people that are depressed, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I feel so depressed. Yeah, me too. And it'll grow. So be in awareness of what is it that you want to attract, because whatever you want to attract, you're going to send out a thought. And then those people magically appear into your life, and you go like, how did this happen? Well, you're expanding your network with your thoughts.
And I think so in my field, the way we explain it is your thoughts are going to control your emotions, right? And those emotions are going to create a behavior. And like you said, right, if my thought is I want to learn more, then your emotions are going to be of curiosity, of just wonder, and really feeling like you want to grow, right? And it really causes a curiosity, and then that's going to be your emotion. You're going to start asking questions, and you're going to start trying to reach out to more and more people. Maybe you Google the people you should be talking to. And so it creates that action, the behavior, where you start attracting all these people.
Oh, wow. See, hey, I'm glad I'm here. So thought, emotion, action.
Yes.
And then that's when you attract those certain people and you grow.
Yeah.
Oh, that is so cool. Let me write it down on my notes. That is so cool.
Another thing that we talked about for networking that I thought was interesting that you mentioned was attitude.
Attitude, yeah. We had a pre-talk because we both wanted to be on the same page, on the same frequency, same thought. And we talked about attitude, and attitude is very important. Look, and we talked about a book, Caps for Sale, about the guy that sells caps and the monkeys, and he acts in a certain way, and the monkeys act in a certain way, and it's a mirror reflection of what he's doing. And so if you smile, guess what? The person in front of you has a very high chance of smiling. But if you frown or you're mad or you're angry, guess what? They're going to react to whatever you do. So attitude is very important. If you're kind, you're going to attract kind people. If you're mean, well, there it goes. You're going to attract mean people. So it's we can actually, and maybe you can talk about it. We usually pull in a reflection of who we are. If you're a successful person, you're going to attract and pull successful people towards you. If you're a happy person, you're going to attract them towards you. Hey, it's okay to be depressed once in a while. Not everybody, we're not always going to be on a high. We're going to have that moment. But for the most part, how is your attitude? Because your attitude will deliver those people that you're going to be attracting into your life. So be happy, be kind, be thoughtful, be respectful, and all that is going to be coming toward you. So be aware of that.
And I love you said that you're going to attract a mirror of who you are.
Yeah, explain it.
Okay.
Therapist in the house.
Actually, in neurobiology,
Yes.
they're called mirror neurons.
Oh, mirror neurons.
So the name of the neurons that actually create this are called mirror neurons. So when you smile, I smile because the neurons in my brain that are responsible for mirroring are activated. Wow. So I'm going to act the way you act, right? And we hear it, right? Misery loves company. It's a true statement.
Misery loves company. I don't know.
Yes.
That's horrible.
So that's the thing. If I'm in a bad mood and I see this person's in a bad mood, well, then we're going to be perfect together.
Mirrors.
We're just going to keep mirroring the people around us, right? Monkey see, monkey do, right? If your kids are seeing you be angry, they're going to mirror you right back because those are the neurons that are being activated, right? And I tell people, especially my clients, if you can't control your anger and you're yelling at your kid, then your kid's going to yell right back because he's just going to mirror, right? Yeah. And that's what it is in your network. And I think, so then another question that comes up a lot for my clients and people that I know in our community, right, as Latinos.
Oh, man.
Okay. Sometimes our networks are toxic, the ones we are born into.
They even have a word, toxica.
Yes.
We even have a word, toxica.
Yes, our culture has a whole word around it, right? So what some of my clients will say is, I can't leave my family, right? Yeah. And I completely agree because we are a collective culture. So the beauty of our culture is that our culture is created to have network. Uh-huh. That's just how our culture works.
To have a group of people hanging out.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
And the collective feeds off of each other, which is a beautiful concept. I tell everyone, right? If you are born into a culture where helping each other is part of the community, it's a beautiful concept.
Yeah, it is.
But if you have one bad apple, right? And so then, what do you say to the people in our culture where their family is the bad apple, right? How do you draw the boundary?
Yeah, well, as you were talking, two thoughts came to my head. One of how your clients come in and they complain about their kids. It took me to my classroom when I was a teacher, and I would get that. Maestro, Mr. Iniguez, I just can't stand my child. He has such a bad attitude and I can't control him. And I lose it. Well, guess what? He's losing it because you're losing it. If you control you, the child's going to learn how to control him or herself. Yeah. So that was one thought that came to my head. I like the way you explain it as in your profession, mirror neurons. And the second one is that one, neurons. For you and I, we take it for granted that we understand the word neurons. And maybe a lot of people understand it, but maybe someone that's watching does not understand neurons. We have those in our brain. And guess what? We only have a certain amount. Well, we have the expert, But from what I know from going to the university, we only have a certain amount, and they make their own connections through the synapse. So people are wondering, well, wait a minute, can I get a neuron? We have them. We already have them. So now we get to use them however we want to use them. We can create paths for them. We can create good paths or bad paths. Something that's going to benefit us or something that's going to hurt us. Yeah. Now, if you're in awareness, like I said earlier in the video, if you're in awareness, you want to create great paths. You want to create a mirror image that you're going to want to fall in love with. Now, as far as that one person in the family, and take it maybe with a little grain of salt as you're watching, if that individual is causing more harm than good, then only a certain amount of time with that individual, because he's a family member, but no more, not too much time, because you will create it, whether you like it or not. There's going to be a path that's going to be created to give time to that individual, and it's going to be tough.
Yeah, and so I think that's the thing that our culture sometimes forgets, right? That although we don't leave family members,
right. we don't leave them. Right.
But do you really have to be with them all day, every day?
No, because it's going to create a path. And then eventually you may create a path of anger or frustration, or there's a word in psychology, learn helplessness. Like, I can't deal with it, I'm just going to give up. So no, you don't have to give up, especially if you have little ones. Do be protective of that one individual that's not going to be good. Too much alcohol or too many bad words or being disrespectful. A little bit of time, come and create good paths with your babies, with your loved ones, and create some wonderful neurological pathways, as they're called. So you got to create some good ones there.
Yeah. And like I said at the beginning of the video, biologically we're wired
to hang out
as a group. And we have, socially is how our neurons develop. Right, so these little pieces of our brain, the way they develop is through our social relationships, right? And what I tell people is a couple experiences with a negative person is actually good for us.
Oh,
because
there you have it.
There's good stress and bad stress, right? And so that one family member or two family members that are, tóxicos, actually help us because now we're growing in our network, and as we meet these people in the world, we'll know how to deal with them.
Oh, wow. There you have it. So it's not all bad. Hey, get some good from it. Get some hey, you know what?
Yeah.
I'm learning from this individual that's the kind of person I don't want to attract.
Exactly.
And be in awareness. How do I deal with it? How much time?
And another thing that I tell people is if it's in your family, doesn't matter where you go in the world, that'll be your uncle. It doesn't matter what you do, that'll be your uncle. However, if they are not related to you, you can make a choice not to have them in your life.
I like that, Jessica. I love it. That's right. Hey, your uncle you have to deal with, your primo you have to deal with, your cousin, your aunt, whoever they are. Family members, they're going to be part of the group. But if they're not part of your family members, why would you want to hang out with them? Because we're talking about network. How do you create a network? I love my network. I remember 33 years ago when I had not gone to that PSI seminar, I started noticing the group of friends that I was hanging out with. I grew up in East LA. So in East LA, East LA, whoever knows East LA. So, wow, I got to be in awareness. Do I really want to hang out here? A lot of time. So I shifted my time, even though East LA College is in East LA borderline Monterey Park. I said, I could do that shift from here to here, and guess what? It makes a big, huge difference from here to here. So my friends here, what were we thinking? What were we talking about? What were our conversations? How's my network growing, and do I like it? And you could see it, you can predict, because we can predict. So, wow, I better shift. So I go to college, look at my network now. And I'm going to get to meet nurses and psychologists and teachers and I don't know, just different network. Yeah. So be in awareness. If you're in awareness, you'll get a different network. And you want to grow your network. Because like psychologist Jessica says, that's who we are. We're going to grow in groups. What kind of group do you want to grow with? Do you want to have?
And the beauty of understanding that your network is a choice.
Choice.
Yeah.
That's another topic.
Yes.
We got to tell the crew to write it down. Yes. Choice. Power of
Power of
choice.
choice, yeah.
I raised my 3 kids with power of choice. And they were little.
Yeah.
Well, what do you want to choose? What do you want to do? But if you choose that, then that's what it is. And they know it. My daughter, Paola, she's in college now. And I used to tell her 2 things. Well, all 3 of them. I had 3. I would tell them, whatever you do, and check it out for you, whatever you do, no one knows and no one cares. No one cares except those people that know you and happen to love you. I would always tell them, I'm always going to care. Your mom is always going to care. But if you do something stupid out there, no one knows and no one cares. They're going to probably say, idiot or fool or whatever, but no one knows and no one cares. And then I would always tell them about power of choice. And first year at the university, my daughter came back and said, Dad, now I understand what you meant by power of choice. My friends, I've already had a couple that have dropped because they weren't choosing correctly. They had all this liberty, so they were out having a good time, not doing their homework. There it goes. And my daughter, very smart, very wise as far as her network is concerned. I knew, Dad, that I didn't want to hang around with that crowd. I wanted to hang around with this crowd that's continuing their education. So her network is huge.
Yeah.
And then power of choice, they're choosing and network. What was the other one? Yeah, that's it, power of choice and network.
Yeah.
Anyway, I brought them up with those 2 words, power of choice and, no, it wasn't network, it was power of choice. Sorry, I don't remember. Anyway.
But yes, your network is a choice. And in our culture, we really have to remember that, yes, because we're a collective culture, our family is not our choice. But the people you choose to spend your time with in great amounts, you want to make sure that those people are reflecting the person that you want to be. And the reason why is because that's how your brain develops. So you want those pathways that he was talking about to develop in that manner, to develop in a way that strengthens you and gives you, the power that you need. I think it was Mark Twain, he said, if you think you're depressed, look around you and make sure you're not surrounded by assholes. Right? So
She said it.
So at the end of the day, your network is very important for your mental health.
Wow.
And understanding that that's how you're growing, that's how you're creating, and the wealth that comes from it, not just actual, financial wealth, but mental.
Yeah, because we did talk about it. Because, I've developed a powerful financial network. Now I know, before I did my class, I didn't know one millionaire, not even one. At least I was not in awareness of one millionaire. Yeah. And then as my mental, what did you call it? Mental wealth developed, the actual millionaires started coming around me. And now I know quite a bit of millionaires, multimillionaires. What changed? My mental wealth. My mental wealth. If you're poor in your mind, you're going to be poor in the pocket. If you're rich in the mind, you're going to be rich in the pocket, believe it or not. It just works that way. And your network does make a difference. If you hang around with a whole bunch of people that don't believe in moving forward, either mental wealth or financial wealth, that's your network. You're choosing. Choose the other one. Yeah. Choose a channel like this, like her. She's worth a lot of money. Just to come and talk to her, she charges a lot of money, but it's well worth it because it's developing the individual's mental wealth. And that's where it starts. It doesn't start here. It's the other way around. It starts here. Okay. So you're watching this channel. I mean, you should be telling your grandma and your grandpa and your tias and your tios, your friends, hey, check her out. She's got so much to say. She doesn't say the way I say it because I'm always in front of the public, but the way she said it is very structured. This because of this, because of this. And you want to listen to someone like her because she's giving you advice that she charges people for. And you're getting it by watching a video that's, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, and you get it, and it's coming from a young lady that put her brain through the university, did excellent at the university level. Now she's doing excellent with the community, and you have it right here on this channel.
Well, thank you so much. Super excited to have you on today. And yes, check you out on your channel because you share so much for our community and just the empowerment that you've done. And like I said, the networks you've created have been amazing. So I will put all his information in my description so you guys can go follow his YouTube page and his Instagram and just all of the things that he's doing for our community.
And wrapping it up, network. We started off with network. She just expanded my network to go check you out on my channel. Share her channel. Let this network grow, because that's powerful. People around the world are going to be able to see her and send her messages, and she'll get to most of them, if not all of them, now that it's growing. But you're watching. Allow her network to grow through your network, through the people that you know, and just have her checked out. And I think she's doing a phenomenal job.
Well, thank you so much for joining us, for being on my channel. Like I said, you're my first guest. Thank you. And please let everyone else, everyone viewing this, know where can they find you.
All righty. I'm on Instagram as Frank Iñiguez, YouTube channel Frank Iñiguez, and Facebook Frank Iñiguez. Hey, my team did that for me. I did not do any of that, and that's part of the network. You pull in a good network, you're going to be able to travel this planet a lot easier. All right.
Thank you everyone for watching this video on the power of networking. Remember to like, subscribe, and comment on any topics you'd like to know in the future. And remember, stay mentally healthy.